What was the first year you recorded You Send Me?
Send Me, Dick, that was in 57.
Previous to 1957, how many records had you made?
I'd made about, I'd made any popular tunes.
You hadn't made any popular songs, but you had been working in another field, had you
That's
not?
right, I was doing spirituals at the time, Dick.
All right, what caused you at that point in your career of 57 to turn to this kind of singing?
My economic situation.
That's a very honest answer.
Hello, everyone, and we're back again with another vinyl tag. This one is the soul and funk and R&B vinyl tag. R&B, guys, this is a term that a lot of people seem to forgotten over the years. like I'm 70 years old and complaining about people not using R&B terminology anymore. Whatever. This tag was started by my good buddy John, the 6-inch pianist. 319, guys. Don't forget the 319 part, because it's pretty important, okay? So when you're shouting him out, don't forget that part of his channel name. It has, I don't remember how many prompts here. What are we dealing with, 13? Something like that? I don't have the list in front of me. I'm doing this by memory. A Saturday night album. A Saturday night album. Now, John, what are you implying with a Saturday night? I don't know. I'm just a boring fat old dad now. So every once in a while, for a Saturday night, I might want to put something on that I can enjoy. But then maybe, the kids might come strolling through the room and be like, hey, Dad, what's this? So my Saturday night album is going to be Electric Lady by Janelle Monáe. In my opinion, by far, her best album. Her best album. It's a continuation of the kind of concept that she had, the Arc-Android concept, the otherworldly kind of R&B sci-fi saga inspired by bits of Metropolis. It's got Prince on it. It's got Erykah Badu. It's got Solange. It's got Miguel, Esperanza Spalding. And it just covers the gamut of sounds. The Electric Lady, Janelle Monáe. Okay, enough about that one. Let's move on. So after your wild Saturday night in your mid-40s, mid to late 40s, you're gonna want to wake up and chill out to something because you were so wild and crazy the night before on the Saturday night. You're gonna pick something that's just gonna make you feel nice and relaxed. And I'm going to show this one. Season for Love by Willie Hutch. I kind of just wanted to pick it because, it works for a Sunday morning album, but also just because I'm happy that I scored it finally. got it from Noble Records and the Voice of America collection. But this album was the one Willie Hutch for sure that I still definitely had to have. All right, a soul cover version. And I'm going with Maxine Weldon. This is her album on Mainstream. And she does an incredible version. It opens the album of It Ain't Me, Babe by Bob Dylan. And the movie's out, A Complete Unknown. I thought it was great. Especially that scene where they reenact, Baez and Bobby D like singing It Ain't Me, Babe. But anyway, this version is incredible. Maxine Weldon on Mainstream. It Ain't Me, Babe by Bob Dylan.
Someone to close her eyes to you. Someone to close her heart. Someone who will die for you and more. Hey, it ain't me, babe. No, it ain't me, babe. Hey, it ain't me, babe. It ain't me you're looking for.
A song that might be the score to a car chase or something. I don't know. I didn't feel like digging too deep. This one came to mind, though, and kind of title-wise, I guess, too. The Stop and Go by Bohannon. It works for that. You know, yeah. Album cover where the artist on the cover artist just looks so cool. All right. And this is the ultimate one to me, for me. I'm not saying that there aren't others, but for me personally, it's the cover of Johnny Taylor's Who's Making Love. And look at Johnny. Guys, the cufflinks, the watch, the fit, the look, the to the chin, the side eye, the glow. He's fucking glowing. How much cooler can you get than that? Guys, come on. Okay, an album that features a horn section. We're staying in Memphis, guys. We're staying with Stax, and we're going with the Memphis Horns and the Great Memphis Sound by the Marquis. Of course, this band includes members of Booker T and the MGs, but it's kind of like an expanded version of that band. Jackson and Love, the Memphis Horns, just absolutely incredible, historic musicians, played on all kinds of shit, not just Stax Records, but I mean into the 80s. They're on Peter Gabriel's So, if I remember correctly. They're playing on the Doobie Brothers, playing on rock records, country records. They're on Willie Nelson's Shotgun Willie. I mean, they play on everything. But this is the album from, when is this, 66, 67? The Great Memphis Sound, the Marquis, and the Memphis Horns. Blue-eyed soul, you know, white people singing R&B, whatever. But I kind of went with something a little different. And I decided to pick Chris Farlowe from Immediate Records. Now, Chris Farlowe definitely sang some R&B, right, and some soul. It was a little bit more on the pop side at times. But here I've got Handbags and Glad Rags by Chris Farlowe. Of course, used as the theme song to The Office, the UK version of The Office. It wasn't his version though, was it? Right? On the original, but I think they used it for like a reel cut up or something. On like the DVD extras or whatever. But anyway. Handbags and Glad Rags by Chris Farlowe, Blue-Eyed Soul. Kind of. I don't know.
Sing a song of sixpence for your sake and take a bottle full of rye. 4 and 20 blackbirds in a cake, bake them all in a pie. They told me you missed school today, so I suggest you just flow away. The handbags and the glad rags, that your granddad's hand the sweat, so you goodbye.
All right, an album that you're going to play for somebody to introduce them to R&B and soul music. Now, this is an artist that I would put on mixtapes for people when I would make mixtapes or mix CDs for people. If I knew that this person liked, say, Otis Redding or Sam Cooke already, or Aretha Franklin, they knew who those artists were already, but they didn't necessarily know this guy, Solomon Burke. And he just has an incredible, especially these years, these Atlantic years from 62 to 65, just chock full of incredible songs. Cry to Me, If You Need Me, Got to Get You Off My Mind. That's a good one to introduce to people and to get them into the genre because it's incredible music. All right, a soul song that's used as a sample. So I'm not very good at this, but what I wanted to do was at least show something that I actually had the records of. And I don't own a ton of hip hop on vinyl, like maybe 25 albums on vinyl. It was more of a CD streaming genre to me. But the Diggable Planets, you know, Reaching, a new refutation of time and space. A lot of jazz samples, mostly jazz samples. And the jazz is what's mostly used as the foundation of a lot of these tracks. But the track that I'm talking about on this album is called Nickel Bags. And it samples Give Me Your Love, a love song by Curtis Mayfield off of the Superfly soundtrack. Samples a couple of other things, but Nickel Bags, Diggable Planets, Curtis Mayfield, yeah, all right. So I forgot one, so I'm having to do this selfie style, edit it in real quick. I'm so stupid, but anyway, a soul record, R&B record with great harmonies. I'm gonna go with Honey and the Bees. I could have chosen a lot of vocal groups, but decided to go with one that I probably haven't talked about before. This is actually a reissue on Real Gone Music. This is kind of one of those collectible, kind of under the radar, you know, R&B soul records from the 70s. It was originally on Josie. Did I say that already? But Honey and the Bees, the album is Love, a great vocal group. Show a modern R&B record, a modern soul record. The guy I'm going to talk about, and I wish I had more of his stuff on vinyl. His album that he put out last year is actually really good, and I've been listening to it more and more. But the artist I'm talking about is Bilal. He also put this out last year, and this is a live record. It's a 2 LP. It's Bilal live from Glass House Presents Bilal, and he's playing with Robert Glasper and Questlove, and I can't remember the other guy's name. And then Common is on here. Common Guest's on here. Bernice Travis is the other guy that plays. Bilal is just not recognized or talked about enough. I think because he's only put out like 5 records since 2001, pretty much. That's when I got into him. He had a single that got a little bit of play off of his first album. And he's out there, guys. I mean, he goes places that not a lot of other R&B and soul artists go. And I'm not even just talking about today. I'm talking about in the history of the genre. Like, he's wild. This is an incredible live album. And yeah, man, I highly recommend this to anybody that's watching that's into this type of stuff.
I rehearse the time to hear the revelators. I drove myself crazy, wondering why they weren't true. But I did it all. Love, I did it all. Oh, so you stayed in the sun.
And finally, a R&B soul record for the Jukebox, for the pub Jukebox. So I definitely only have a handful of R&B singles 45s, and none of them come in really fancy, cool sleeves. This is the closest that I could come, but it's a good one. It's Sam Cooke. It's a RCA Gold Standard Series, so, you know, whatever. I don't even know if this was the sleeve that really came with this 45, to be completely honest. But it's what I found it in. Nothing Can Change This Love, and Somebody Have Mercy. I'm really not even truly sure which one's the A-side. I'm pretty sure it's Somebody Have Mercy, and then Nothing Can Change This Love's the B-side. They're both incredible tunes, and both featured on hits compilations by Sam Cooke. But yeah, man, you gotta have some Sam Cooke in the jukebox, guys. All right, that's it. The Soul and Funk vinyl tag for John, 6-inch pianist. Don't you guys fucking forget that 319. I'm serious. I'm gonna start coming for you. I'm gonna start taking names. And then John and I are gonna have you removed from the vinyl community that doesn't exist. Okay. I hope everybody's doing well. Guys, I'm just trying to have fun, survive these weird days that we're in. Americana vinyl tag's coming. I promise. All right, bye.
Digital gramophone makes no sense.